AITA for using my son's savings to get his stepbrother's car fixed? My stepson, 19, got a new car from his bio mom. She and her family are well off, and unlike me, they could afford to buy a car. I'm happy for my stepson, but my son, 17, isn't. In fact, he complains about how unfair it is for my husband to let his ex gift their son a car but not him. It's unreasonable, I know. But teenage years are mostly hard, and it's even harder to expect the kids to be reasonable. My son wanted to take part in driving the car as a compromise, or else we would have to get rid of it. I sat him down to explain to him that the car is his stepbrother's property, and he shouldn't be expecting to drive it unless he's given permission. He was having none of it and kept giving us ultimatums, saying he either share the car with his stepbrother or the car goes. When my husband confronted him, my son went and done so much damage to the car. He threw paint on it, ruined the lights, and damaged the front of it completely. My stepson had a breakdown when he saw it in the morning, and husband was beyond livid after seeing the footages from our driveway cam and seeing my son damaging the car. My husband confronted my son later, and all my son did was laugh and give him the middle finger. I went to take all of his camp savings for this summer to pay for the damages and gave them to my husband. My son found out and went batshit on everyone in the house. He accused me of stealing, then trying to please my husband for sex, then told his stepbrother that he warned him and so he shouldn't be blamed. He also said it was my fault for not getting him a car or getting my husband to get him a car in the first place to avoid favoritism and conflict. He's been spending majority of his time in his room, refusing to come out or eat anything. I'm worried about him not eating because he did this once and ended up in the hospital for low BP. NTA. Your son needs professional help. This is beyond teen angst or hormones. At his age, he should be able to comprehend that his stepbrother has a separate parent who he has no connection to and who can and will provide for her son. And sometimes this includes gifts. Your son should be grateful that his stepbrother didn't involve the police. What he did is a felony in many jurisdictions. And at 17, it's very likely he would be treated as an adult. You need to get your son mental help before it's too late. Once he's an adult, good luck getting him help. I'm not even gonna lie. I stopped reading after you said your 17-year-old son gave you an ultimatum about someone else's property. Tuned back in to see he damaged it and to ask myself what is wrong with you to even think you were an asshole? Definitely NTA. It's called consequences of his actions. IDK how he even felt he was in a position to offer an ultimatum to begin with. Tell him to get over himself, and if he ends up in the hospital for trying to starve himself with a tantrum, let them know what's going on so they can maybe admit him for a mental evaluation. NTA. When I saw the title, I was ready to call you out, but you handled that pretty well. Your son is almost an adult. He should act like it. He was not remorseful, and he should be grateful your stepson didn't press charges. If he complains, ask if he'd rather his stepbrother press charges. If you're concerned about his refusal to eat, have him put in a 72-hour psych hold. It'll start the process of getting him the help he clearly needs. And they'll monitor him if he needs medical help. Edit. NTA. NTA. And like others have said, your son is lucky that no police were involved. He doesn't get to make demands and ultimatums over cars in the supermarket parking lot either. And he has just as much right to them as to stepbrothers. None. Zero. Less than zero. After the shameless vandalism. NTA regarding the car and money. YWBTA if you do not do something while you can before he turns 18. Please have him get professional help ASAP. This crosses the line to me, and if not held accountable, would reinforce this behavior with others in the future. What if it is something medical? Gets worse, and he seriously hurts someone. Maybe not a family member this time. NTA but JC, what the hell went wrong with your son to behave this way? There needs to be consequences, because it seems having his money taken away hasn't translated to him learning a lesson. NTA. But that son of yours damn sure is. He needs some serious therapy. That's not a normal reaction at all. NTA. If my son did that, they'd be on lockdown till they turned 18. Your son is an entitled brat. No offense to you. Sometimes kids just end up like that. He did the damage. He can pay for it. NTA. That's called accountability. The other alternative is criminal charges, because what he did was against the law. He'd better be glad that isn't something his stepbrother is pursuing. NTA. But your son is going to have some serious issues when he becomes an adult if he has this amount of entitlement to demand things of you and destroy someone's property because he didn't get what he wanted. I hope he realizes his mistake before he does something like that to someone with less tolerance and ends up in jail. NTA. Your son needs counseling immediately. NTA. He would lose everything except his clothes if he were my kid. Tell him that you can use his savings to fix the car and he will be working to cover anything left over. Or you can file a police report so your SS can file an insurance claim. His choice. NTA. Your son needs help. His level of entitlement is going to cause him lots of problems. NTA. You acted perfectly correctly. Your son is out of line. He needs a reality check and consequences. His acting out like that is a bit concerning. I'd keep an eye on that, if I were you. NTA. You're NTA, but you're truly raising one. Your son is 17 with true entitlement problems and major anger problems. I know most won't agree, but if I had been your husband or stepson, I would have called the police on him for vandalism. He not only needed to pay for the damage, but I hope that as a lesson he be made to earn every penny. If he wants a car. Also, if he chooses to try and steal it after it's fixed, someone needs to call law enforcement. Your son is the asshole. Get him under control. NTA. Your son needs therapy alone, and you all need some family therapy to work out the dynamics. His demands are totally unreasonable. Just because step-bro mom buys him a car doesn't mean he gets one. That's just the way life works. If he self-harms himself by not eating, I've proven that he really needs therapy. If he lands in the hospital, leave him there for a 3-day psych hold. He's got some serious issues if he actually believes that this is okay. Has he always been like this? It's not going to get any better. And it's rare for me to advocate throwing a kid out as soon as they reach 18. But in this case, you might want to consider it. NTA.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.